The Texas desert stretches black and endless around me, stars sharp as pinpricks overhead. The only sound the hiss of sand against my silver sedan's tires until it's drowned by the wail of a siren cutting the night. I'm Jonathan Carter, retired. FBI director, 30 years of chasing shadows, now just a man craving the quiet of a West Texas ranch I bought sight unseen. My suit's wrinkled, tie long gone, and I'm easing down this lonesome highway. Miles Davis humming low on the stereo, when red and blues flash in my rear view. I pull over, dust swirling, figuring it's a busted taillight or some small-town speed trap. Then the doors slam and I'm staring down two white cops, Victor Hensley and Pete Rollins, guns drawn, flashlights blinding, barking orders like I'm a ghost they aim to banish. I'm out of the car, hands high, palms open, no threat, sand gritting under my polished shoes, but Hensley's already swinging, baton cracking my ribs with a thud that steals my breath. Blood's seeping hot through my shirt, a gash blooming, where he caught me, and I'm swaying, voice steady despite the burn. "Easy, officer! I'm complying!" Hensley's a bull, red-faced, buzz-cut, bristling, snarling, "Shut it, boy! Hands up, or I'll drop you!" Rollins, wiry and twitchy, keeps his pistol trained, flashlight jittering across my face like he's hunting a specter. "What's a guy like you doing out here?" He snaps and I catch the edge. Guy like me, my skin a shade they don't trust under these stars. I'm bleeding, arms aching, the sedan's hood warm behind me, but my mind's razor sharp. Decades. In the bureau taught me to read men like these. Hensley's rage is a coiled snake, Rollins' nerves a lit fuse. "Jonathan Carter," I say, slow, clear. Retired FBI. ID's in my wallet, left pocket. Hensley snorts, baton tapping his palm. Fancy title don't mean squat. And Rollins edges closer, gun steady, eyes narrow. "FBI, huh? Looks like a lie to me. Desert's no place for suits." The flashlights pin me, blood dripping to the sand, and I'm locked in this standoff. 2 barrels, 2 badges, and a history I can feel crackling between us, heavy as the heat. My sedan gleams silver in the glare, a lifeline I can't reach, and I'm holding still. Ribs throbbing, years of authority stripped to this moment. I fled DC's noise for peace, but troubles hunted me down, wearing badges in the dark. Hensley smirk, Rollins twitch. They're a storm I didn't expect, and I'm bleeding for it, but I've faced worse. This ain't over. Not by a long shot. The Texas desert bites cold around me, sand stinging my blood-slick ribs where Hensley's baton landed. My silver sedan a mute witness as I stand pinned by flashlights and gun barrels. Victor Hensley looms, a slab of contempt in his deputies. Uniform, buzz-cut, glinting, eyes hard as flint, spitting venom that's older than the badge he wears. "FBI, huh?" he sneers, baton twirling slow in his grip. "Big shot don't look so big now. Out here, you're just another drifter who don't belong." The word drifter drips with a slur he doesn't say, but I hear it, feel it. 40 years of facing men like him sharpening my edges. I'm bleeding, arms still high, but my spine's iron. Hensley's not the first to try breaking me, and he won't be the last. Pete Rollins flanks him, wiry frame twitching, pistol steady but eyes darting. Hesitation flickering like a moth, caught in a flame. "Come on, Vic. Let's see his ID," he mutters, voice thin, flashlight jittering over my face. Hensley rounds on him, snarling. "Shut it, Pete. Don't need no ID to know trouble when I see it." "Look at him. Fancy car, fancy lies out here where he ain't wanted." He steps closer, baton tapping my sedan's hood, thunk thunk, grinning like a wolf. "Bet you stole this ride, huh? Gonna be a long night till you talk." Rollins flinches, gun dipping a hair, but he doesn't stop him, just watches, a shadow caught in Hensley's storm. I'm calm, breath slow despite the ache. 40 years in the FBI, from street bus to boardrooms, taught me to read this dance. "You're digging your own graves," I say, voice low, cutting the night like a blade. Jonathan Carter, retired. Director. Check my creds. Left pocket. I've put away bigger dogs than you, Hensley, and I don't rattle. His smirk falters, just a twitch. My tone's not a plea, it's a warning. Confidence forged in decades of staring down worse. Assaulting a Fed? Even ex-Fed? That's a career ender. Ask your buddy here, he knows. Rollins shifts, eyes flicking to Hensley, doubt creasing his brow. But Hensley laughs, a harsh bark. Ain't no Fed, just a mouth with a story. Keep talking, old man. I'll add resisting. Blood's trickling down my side, sand gritting under my shoes, but I'm locked on them. Hensley's rage a blunt club, Rollins' nerves a fraying thread. 40 years, I say, eyes boring into Hensley's. I've seen your type, loud till the cuffs click. You're burying yourselves, one swing at a time. Rollins swallows, gun wavering, but Hensley's too far gone, baton raised like he's itching to prove me wrong. The desert hums, my sedan gleaming silver, a lifeline they're too blind to see. And I'm standing tall, bleeding but unbroken, experience my shield. They're teetering, and I'm ready to tip 'em over. 12 hours back, I'm cruising west from El Paso, the silver sedan purring under me, windows cracked to let the dry Texas air whip through, retirement tasting sweet as mesquite smoke after 40 years of FBI grind. I'd spent the day with my sister Lena at her sun-bleached bungalow, her laughing over cornbread, me dodging her jabs about finally slowing down. My ribs were fine then, no blood, just the ache of a good meal and better company. Mom. Headed home, new ranch in Hollow Bend, a dot on the map where I can trade case files for cattle and quiet. Miles Davis crooning low, the highway stretching empty under a sky fading to gold. Peace wraps me like a worn coat, the city's clamor a ghost I've outrun, or so I think. The sun's dipping, painting the desert in long shadows, when red and blues flicker in my rear view. No sirens, just silent menace pulsing through the dusk. My gut twitches, old instincts kicking, 40 years of reading trouble. And I ease off the gas, pulling to the shoulder, sand crunching under tires. No speed trap vibes here. No ticket pad, no casual lean. The lights stay mute. A predator's stalk, and I'm scanning. 2 figures in the cruiser, desert vast and empty around us. No witnesses but the scrub and stars. This ain't normal, not out here. Not with that eerie, quiet screaming louder than any wail. I kill the engine, hands resting on the wheel, calm, visible. Knowing a black man in a suit on a lonesome road's a puzzle some cops itch to solve with force. I'm stepping out slow, door creaking, miles fading, when they emerge. Victor Hensley, bull-necked and bristling. Pete Rollins trailing, twitchy as a jackrabbit. Flashlights hit me like spotlights, guns already drawn, Hensley's baton glinting. Hungry. Hands up now, he barks, no preamble, no license and registration. Just raw edge, a script flipped past routine. 12 hours ago, I was laughing with Lena, retirement a warm hum. Now I'm bleeding, ribs singing pain from Hensley's swing, their barrels pinning me to my sedan. That silent stop, no sirens, no cause, tells me this was planned. A hunt. Dressed as law, and I'm the prey they didn't expect to bite back. My ranch dreams flicker, the sedan's hood warm under my palms, blood staining sand as I face him down, calm, steady, 40 years of FBI steel holding me up. They picked the wrong night, the wrong man, and I'm piecing it. Hensley's contempt, Rollins' nerves, a stop too quiet to be chance. Peace was mine till those lights flared, and now it's war, brewing in the dark. The Texas desert clamps cold around me, my silver sedan a silent anchor as I stand under Hensley and Rollins' flashlights, their guns trained like I'm a fugitive, not a man 12 hours from El Paso's warmth. Retirement's peace, now a memory bleeding out with my ribs. Victor Hensley's a wall of hate, baton still twitching from the swing that cracked me open, his buzz cut catching starlight as he steps closer, voice dripping venom. Papers now, boy, he snarls the word, a slap, deliberate and sharp, his lips curling like he's savoring it. I'm 40 years past boy, FBI director, retired, a life of breaking men tougher than him, but I keep my hands high, steady, reaching slow for my wallet. Left pocket, I say, calm as stone. ID, creds, Jonathan Carter. He snatches it, meaty fingers flipping my badge, gold shield, decades earned, then tosses it to the sand, papers scattering like trash, driver's license skidding under my sedan. Oops, he mocks, grinning wide. Guess you'll have to crawl for it, boy. Rollins shifts, wiry frame tense, flashlight jittering, silent, complicit, but not stepping in. I'm bleeding, ribs a dull roar, but my eyes lock on Hensley, voice cutting clean. Why'd you stop me? No siren, no cause? What's this about? He ignores me, stomping my badge into the grit, heel grinding, a petty king flexing, and I'm still, breath slow, watching him unravel. Pick it up, he barks, baton tapping his palm, or I'll make you. I don't budge. Calms my weapon, 40 years of facing down rage like his, and I ask again, low, firm, reason for the stop. Give it. Hensley's face twists, red flaring up his neck, and he lunges, baton swinging, cracking my shoulder. This time, a jolt that drops me to one knee. Reason? He roars, spit flying. You're out here. That's enough. Rollins flinches, gun dipping, muttering, Vic, ease up. But Hensley's gone. Violence his answer, humiliation his game. My papers flutter, bloodstains sand, and I'm rising slow, ribs screaming, shoulder numb, eyes never leaving his. You're burying yourself, I say, voice a blade. Every swing's a nail. Flashlights blind me. My sedan looms silver, a lifeline scuffed by Hensley's boot. He's hostile, rabid, calling me boy, trashing my creds, but I'm unshaken. Decades of steel holding me up. Rollins wavers, Hensley rages, and I'm calm. Bleeding, yes, but not broken. Asking. Questions he can't face. This ain't a stop, it's a shakedown, and I'm the rock they'll break on. My silver sedan a battered witness as I kneel in the sand, blood pooling from Hensley's last baton swing, shoulder throbbing, ribs a fire pit where he's already struck. Victor Hensley towers, a beast unhinged, buzz cut gleaming under starlight. His flashlight pinning me while my papers, FBI badge, license, lie trashed beneath his boot. Resisting, huh? He snarls, spit flecking my face, baton raised like a guillotine. I'm calm, 40 years of FBI steel keeping me steady, asking, reason for the stop? One last time, but he's done talking. The baton cracks down, jaw. First, a white-hot burst that snaps my head back, then ribs again, a thud that drops me flat, breath gone, blood bitter in my mouth. Rollins, wiry, twitchy, stammers, Vic, enough, he's down! But Hensley's a freight train, no brakes, yanking cuffs from his belt. Resisting arrest, he growls, slamming my wrists together, metal biting as he hauls me up, shoulder screaming, jaw swelling fast. I'm sagging, sand gritting my knees, but my mind's clear. False charge, no Miranda, a beatdown dressed. As law, Hensley's panting, smug, you're mine now, boy, while Rollins paces, gun limp, eyes darting like he's caught in a nightmare he can't stop. My sedan looms, scuffed and silent, but I'm not out. Decades of instinct kick in, and I've got a play they don't see. My jacket, tailored, blood-streaked, hides a relic. An emergency button, sewn into the lining, a gift from my last detail chief. For when the badge ain't enough. I twist my cuffed hands, subtle, thumb finding the ridge. Click, a silent. Pulse fires off, distress signal pinging an FBI satellite net I helped build. No flash, no sound, just a lifeline to DC, my old crew. Coordinates screaming here, now. Hensley's too busy smirking, dragging me toward their cruiser to notice. Rollins too jittery to catch the move. Blood drips, jaws a pulsing ache. But I'm grinning inside. 40 years taught me to outlast, outsmart, and they've just tripped a wire they can't cut. The desert hums, my sedan's silver fading as Hensley shoves me against their car, cuffs cutting deep. He's violent, rabid, baton dripping my blood, cuffing me on a lie, but I've activated the cavalry. Rollins mutters, this ain't right. but Hensley laughs, a hollow roar. Wright's what I say. I'm silent. Pain, a dull roar. Signal sent. FBI's coming, and these two are digging graves they don't see yet. My ranch, my peace, they've torched. But I'm still, standing, and they're about to fall. My jaw swollen, ribs a jagged ache where Hensley's baton carved its mark. Cuffs biting my wrists as I lean against their cruiser, blood crusting on my shirt. Silver sedan fading into shadow. Hensley's looming, a snarling bull, baton still. In hand, crowing, "Resisting arrest, gonna bury you, boy!" While Rollins paces, twitchy, muttering, "Vic, this is bad." His gun holstered, but guilt etched deep. I'm silent, pain pulsing, but steady. My distress signals out, thumbed from my jacket's hidden button, and 40 years of FBI grit tells me help's inbound. Then it hits. Rotors chopping the night, a roar swelling fast, headlights slicing the dark as the desert erupts. 2 FBI choppers drop low, dust swirling like a storm, blades thumping as spotlights pin Hensley and Rollins, SUVs screeching in behind, black as sin, agents spilling out, rifles up. Hensley freezes, baton clattering to sand, Rollins staggers. Back, hands jerking high. "What the hell?" A woman strides forward. Lead agent, tall, braids tight, eyes like ice, badge flashing under her vest. Agent Mara Tate. "Drop it, now!" She barks, Glock steady, and Hensley's bravado cracks, gun hitting dirt. Rollins already surrendering, palms trembling. I'm slumped, cuffs cutting, but my lips twitch. A faint, bloody grin. My signal worked. DC heard me, and they're here. Tate's on me fast, uncuffing. Metal clanks free, wrists raw, and she's all business, voice sharp. "Jonathan Carter, ex-director, right? You're safe." I nod, jaw throbbing, rasping. "Took you long enough." She smirks, then turns, agents flanking Hensley and Rollins, now cuffed, faces pale. "Victor Hensley, Pete Rollins," she says, cold as steel. "Dash cams, body cams, yours and ours, caught it all. False imprisonment, excessive force, assault on a federal retiree. You're done." Hensley sputters. "He resisted." But Tate cuts him, holding up a tablet. Grainy footage rolls, Hensley's baton cracking my ribs, my calm, "Why'd you stop me?" Ignored, papers trashed. Rollins winces, head low, complicit, caught. Choppers hum overhead, SUVs idling, my sedan gleaming silver in the chaos. Agents swarm, evidence bagged. Hensley's sneer gone as they shove him into a rig. Tate's beside. "Me? Medics patching my ribs? We've got audio too. Boy, huh? That's a hate crime cherry on top." I'm leaning on the sedan, blood drying. 40 years of service surging back, peace torn. But I've won. Hensley and Rollins are cuffed wrecks, badges stripped, graves dug by their own cams. The desert's alive, FBI's thunder my shield. And I'm standing, battered but unbroken, watching them fall. Chopper blades a fading thrum as I sit in an FBI SUV, ribs bandaged, jaw a dull ache. Blood still crusting my shirt from Hensley's baton, but my silver sedan's safe, towed back to Hollowbend by agents who know my name. Agent Tate's call crackles through. "Hensley and Rollins, suspended, charged, assault, falsifying reports. Dash cams, body cams, your signal. We've got 'em cold." I'm nodding, leaning on the ranch porch I fought to reach, whiskey in hand. 40 years. In the FBI, and I've just watched 2 rogue deputies crash in real time. Their badges are mud, cuffs swapped for their own wrists, but the quiet I craved feels jagged now, pierced by what's coming. Morning breaks and the world explodes, TV blaring in my sparse living room, El Paso News screaming, "Retired FBI. Director brutalized by local cops. Caught on tape." My face, swollen, stoic, flashes beside Hensley's snarl, Rollins' twitch, footage looping. Baton swings, papers trashed, boy, spat like venom. Protests flare, folks marching outside. The El Paso PD signs high, "Justice for Carter." "End badge abuse!" Phones buzz. Lena's voice, panicked. "John, you okay?" And I'm calm, rasping. "I'm fine, sis. Just stirred the hive." The department's scrambling, internal investigation launched, brass sweating as headlines. Spread. CNN X posts viral clips of Tate's takedown lighting up screens. It's a frenzy, and I'm the eye of it. A retiree who wanted peace, now a spark for reckoning. But I'm pacing the porch, whiskey glass sweating, staring past the fields 40 years taught me to smell rot, and this stinks deeper than two bad cops. Hensley's rage, Rollins' nerves, that silent stop, no sirens, no cause, weren't random. I'm replaying it. Their cruiser waiting, desert empty, a hunt too clean to be chance. Tip of the iceberg, I mutter, sand still in my boots. Hensley. Through boy like a reflex, Rollins froze like he'd seen this playbook before. El Paso PD's probe might snag him, but I'm seeing threads, corruption webbing out, badges shielding worse. My signal saved me, FBI swooped, but this ain't the end. It's a door cracking open to a bigger fight. Dusk settles. Protests. Chanting on TV, my ranch a quiet outpost in the storm. Hensley and Rollins are charged. Assault lies crumbling under cam truth. But I'm not done. Media's roaring, justice rolling, yet I'm wired, ribs aching, mind racing, knowing this web's roots run deep and I've just tugged the first strand. Retirement's on hold, I'm still the hunter and there's more to chase. Dawn, creeping through the blinds, the media storm over Hensley and Rollins still roaring, protests swelling, El Paso PD scrambling under investigation, my ribs bandaged, jaw a fading bruise from their baton. The whiskey's gone, replaced by black coffee, steam curling as I replay that desert stop, silent lights, Hensley's rage, a web I've only scratched. Then my phone buzzes, secure line, DC prefix, and it's Andrew Hayes, deputy director, my old protege turned brass. Voice tight. John, you've kicked a hornet's nest. Hensley and Rollins, small fry, part of a network run by Clyde Warren, local kingpin. Drugs, kickbacks, dirty cops. He owns half the county. My gut clenches. 40 years taught me corruption festers deep, and Warren's name's a match to the tinder I've lit. I'm pacing, boards creaking, piecing it. Warren's why they hunted me, a retired Fed too close to his turf. But before Hayes can say more, the line cuts, static hissing. Night falls. Desert wind rattling the panes and I'm wired. Security cams humming, instincts screaming. Then it happens. Glass shatters, back door splintering, boots thudding soft. I'm up, Glock from the drawer in hand, but they're fast. Shadows slipping out as I round the corner, gone before I can fire. Kitchen's a mess. Drawers yanked, papers strewn, and there it is. A baggie of white powder, cocaine, planted bold on the counter. A frame job glowing neon. My cams catch it. Hooded figures, quick, pros. Warren's retaliation, swift and slick. Dawn barely breaks when sirens wail. County sheriff this time. Not El Paso, deputies I don't know. Kicking my door, guns up. Jonathan Carter. Drug. Trafficking! The lead barks, a wiry guy with a scar waving a warrant. Fake coke my ticket back to cuffs. I'm calm, hands high. Check my cams, it's a plant. But they're deaf, slamming me against the wall. Metal biting my wrists. Again. The ranch fades as they haul me out. Silver sedan a ghost in the drive, and I'm in their cruiser. Ribs aching, mind racing, Warren's reach choking me a second time. Protests still echo on TV, but this arrest's quieter, surgical. His counterpunch to bury me deep. I'm in a cell, concrete cold, cams footage my lifeline. Hooded bastards planting lies, time-stamped proof Warren can't dodge. Hayes' warning rings, Clyde Warren, puppet master, pulling strings from Hensley's baton to this frame. And I'm not just a target now, I'm prey in his web. But 40 years of breaking networks like his burns in me. I'm cuffed, framed, yet unbowed, plotting my next move as his empire looms larger than the desert itself. I'm slumped in a county cell, concrete leaching cold into my bones, wrists raw from cuffs after Warren's goons planted fake cocaine in my Hollow Bend ranch, a frame job to bury me as a trafficker, his retaliation for exposing Hensley and Rollins. The sheriff's a stranger, scar-faced and bought, smirking as he locks me in. No call, no lawyer, just Warren's shadow choking the air. My jaw's a dull throb. ribs aching from old blows, but 40 years in the FBI taught me to wait, to strike. My jacket's gone, but my watch, a retirement gift, hides a second distress signal, a tiny stud under the clasp. I twist it. Click. A silent pulse fires off, pinging Hayes and the feds again. My last card in this desert hell. Hours. Crawl, then the cell block shakes, boots pounding, voices barking, a key jangling fast. The door swings wide, and there's Andrew Hayes, deputy director, gray suit sharp, eyes blazing, flanked by feds in tack gear, a federal warrant flapping like a war flag. "Carter, out now!" he snaps, uncuffing me himself, scar-face shrinking. As agents swarm. "Warren overreached. Your cams caught the plant, synced to our grid. We're hitting him hard." I'm up, legs stiff, grinning through the pain. "Took you long enough, kid." And we're rolling, SUVs tearing back to my ranch, Hayes briefing me. Money laundering, protection rackets, bribery, Hensley and Rollins were his muscle. But we've got more. We're in my kitchen, coke baggie bagged, cam footage rolling, hooded goons planting it, their van's plates traced to Warren's shell company. Hayes spreads files, wiretaps, bank logs, snitches singing. Warren's, empire sprawling, drug runs massed as cattle hauls, cops on payroll, judges greased. "He's untouchable till now," Hayes says, "but your stop cracked it. Hensley's dash cam, your distress calls, this frame, we're dismantling him." I'm poring over it. 40 years of chasing shadows roaring back, pinpointing drops, naming names. Clyde Warren, kingpin, hollowed out by my fight. Feds raid his mansion by dusk, choppers buzzing, cash seized, his lieutenants cuffed. My evidence the spearhead, Hayes my arm. Night falls, my ranch quiet again, silver sedan parked, porch swing creaking soft. Warren's arrested, money laundering, racketeering, bribery, his network crumbling. Hensley and Rollins pawns in a bigger fall. I'm bruised, free, whiskey in hand, watching TV flare. Corrupt empire toppled, FBI vets stand Sparks bust. Protests cheer, Hayes claps my shoulder. "You're a legend twice over." And I'm grinning, peace reclaimed. This web's shredded, not just a win but a reckoning, and I'm the spark that burned it down. Dawn spilling gold over the fields, the ranch a battered haven. Silver sedan parked proud, porch swing creaking soft, after Hayes and the feds tore through Warren's web with my distress signal as the spark. The TV's on inside, volume low, but the headlines scream, "Warren's henchmen rounded up, federal indictment drops." I'm sipping coffee, ribs still tender from Hensley's baton, jaw a faint ache when Hayes calls, voice crackling with victory. "John, it's over." His muscles cuffed, every last one. Raids hit him at dawn, stash houses, fake fronts, all gone. My cams, their dash footage, wiretaps. 40 years of FBI know-how turned Warren's goons into dominoes, toppling fast. Midday, the hammer falls, federal indictment lands, broadcast. Live Clyde Warren, kingpin, charged with racketeering, laundering, bribery, conspiracy, counts stacking like a house of cards collapsing. Choppers buzz his sprawling estate, feds kicking doors, hauling him out, gray hair wild, cuffs glinting, no smirk left as they drag him to a black SUV. His systems ash, lieutenants snitching, money trails exposed, El Paso PD gutted by internal probes sparked by Hensley and Rollins' fall. I'm watching, coffee cooling, a grin tugging my lips. Protests cheered, media raged, but it's my fight, bleeding in the desert, framed with fake coke that lit this fire. Warren's untouchable reign, shattered, and I'm the match. I'm driving by dusk, sedan humming, Texas stretching wide, back to El Paso, Lena's bungalow glowing warm. She's there, door flung open, arms pulling me in. "John, you crazy bastard, you're safe!" Her cornbread scent wrapping me as tight as her hug. My ribs twinge, but I'm laughing, deep and free. Family's my anchor, retirement's mine again. Warren's captured, henchmen gone, his corruption a smoking ruin. Hensley's baton, Rollins' nerves, that silent stop, all just echoes now, drowned by justice I clawed for. The desert tried to break me, but I broke it back. 40 years. Of steel against a titan, and I won. Night falls, I'm on Lena's porch, stars sharp, coffee swapped for whiskey, kids playing down the street, quiet settling deep. TV loops the bust, Carter's stand ends corruption king. But I'm done fighting. Enemy crushed, home safe. My ranch waits, peace reclaimed, and I'm grinning. Scarred, steady, a legend twice over, sipping slow as the world rights itself around me.